Hi, and welcome to Cat Run Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we will be discussing Marvel's Resurrxion and Marvel Monsters Unleashed. So, for the last several years, everyone's been talking about how Marvel is killing off all the mutants. Marvel is dwindling away all the mutant books. The only real books that are selling well are the Wolverine ones. And then they released the little statement of Xmen Resurrxion. This is going to spin out of Death of X and X-Men versus the Inhumans. Inhumans, X-Men, whichever way that goes. And it's actually going to have a number of new books come out of it. It's going to have an X-Men Gold book, an X-Men Blue book, which are going to be two different X-Men teams. If you'd like to know a bit more about that, you can Google the teams, but they're basically your traditional X-Men teams, just different books. There's going to be a Generation X book, which is going to be a lot of the younger heroes on it, as well as the original Gen X characters. Jubilee's featured on the cover for it. So we know it's going to be a lot of the younger team put together. There's also going to be a Weapon X book, which from the teaser images we saw, Sabretooth's going to be a part of it. Wolverine, both Logan and Laura are also going to be featured. Very excited to see where that goes. And Jean Grey has her own book again. And I know a lot of people for the last however so many years, it's been about 10 years since she was killed off in the comics, the older Jean Grey, and everyone's always been speculating that they're going to bring her back, but then they brought in younger, time-displaced Jean Grey. So like, oh, okay, they forgot all about her. Well, the cover for this, it shows both the traditional older Jean Grey and the time-displaced younger Jean Grey, as well as the Phoenix. So I'm thinking it has to do with all three of them. That looks kind of crazy. I'm kind of excited about that. Also, there's going to be a Cable book. Cable X. I have no idea where they're going to go with his character. It's been a hot minute since we've had a Cable standalone book, but it's actually one of my brother's favorite characters, so that's something I definitely am going to need to pick up. Also, they're going to have an Iceman book, which is an interesting choice. I feel like giving him his own book would have been a little more relevant when he had just come out in comics. I understand that their whole angle is he's going to be an out and proud mutant, which is great, but I feel like they kind of waited a bit long to put out a book for him. That being said, I'm sure it's going to be a fun little book. You know, a teenager going through the struggles of being both openly gay and a mutant. Could be for some interesting stories. And one thing that's got a lot of people scared is that it's going to be an ending. It's going to be an ending and a beginning. So we're not entirely sure what that means or what it looks like. I got my theories, but I think I'll hold on to them until we get to know a little bit more moving forward. That's going to be out in spring of 2017, so look for it at your local comic book shops. And second is going to be Marvel Monsters Unleashed. It was just recently released that they're going to have 6 new monsters created for the Marvel Universe for this miniseries. So, don't make fun of me for looking off camera. I'm looking through my notes for the monsters' names. Number 1, it's going to be Sizzlick? I don't know. He's this, like, crazy... He looks a lot like Soren to me. He's green, and he looks like a pterodactyl beast. I looked up his stats. He's really strong, and he's really intelligent, so I think he's gonna be someone to look out for in this miniseries. Scrag. That's an unfortunate name. There's Mekra, which looks scary. Aegeus, Hyvo, and Fireclaw. I looked up Fireclaw, and I kind of want them to make a plushie of him that like growls or something. He kind of looks like a God, he looks a bit like a jacked up Tony the Tiger if he had like fire monster powers. I mean, he's like huge, and yeah, he's got like fire claws, but literally he looks like if Tony the Tiger did steroids and then, you know, had like a really bad like rage. That would be Fireclaw. It's got a bunch of great covers coming out. One in particular I'm really looking forward to is a Deadpool Spider-Man variant cover where Spider-Man's begging Deadpool to help him get this monster's foot off him, and Deadpool can't be deterred from his comic book. So, you know, look for it in your local comic book shops. I believe it's starting in January of 2017. But it's going to have a crossover event with a lot of main books. It's going to have Captain Marvel. It's going to have Iron Man. It's going to have all the bigs in it. I'm sure it's going to be a great little mini, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. So that'll be it for this episode of Cat Run Figures. So comment below and tell me what you think of some of these new updates and some of these new books that are coming out. Whether you're excited or if you're going to be picking up any of these. Also, if you like this video, please give me a like. If you'd like more videos like this in the future, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin, and bye.